Yes!
60 miles per hour with gust and quarter-size hail.
We didn't put the tent up because of the tornado.
You're hunting with tree stands with a kilt. You're always the last up and the first down. You know?
Never seen anything like it. Made everything go haywire. That's just part of hunting, though. 0 plans, just hit the road and go where the wind blows us.
First year I went turkey hunting, I sat on a wood tick nest, and I had wood ticks everywhere. And I'm freaked out by Lyme disease.
Well, I was telling you, I've had 2 people in this community in the last 20 years die of Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
All right, what's going on, everybody? We're headed south.
We've got the new Sitka Equinox Guard turkey collection. Supposed to keep all the ticks, mosquitoes, chiggers off.
So we also got a 410 that we brought along.
Yeah, we're shooting 3-inch Boss Tom pure tungsten 9-shot out of that thing. I shot it once today to sight in the vortex on top.
How many times did you shoot it?
Shot it once today. One time.
Is it sighted in?
It's sighted in good enough for you, I think. You're gonna give her a whirl first. So
all right, we got a couple of people that we're gonna meet along the way, and we're gonna be hunting some public land. And we did a little bit of scouting on Onyx to find some places to go, Cory.
we had a spot we were gonna go to.
That's right.
COVID came into play. Plan B, Onyx, public ground. We're going there right now. Hopeful. We'll just say that. We've got a couple more states to go, so hammer down.
Spot number 1 coming up.
Welcome to Nebraska.
You did some pretty in-depth research there.
Yeah, like 3 hours of Nebraska public lands. Turkey hunting research.
What'd you find?
Well, I found us a spot where there's a lot of it around here, and it looks like good turkey country.
Okay.
Have no other intel than that, other than we should hear gobbles about 40 minutes before sunrise.
Which is just a couple hours from now.
Yeah, we'll be just hearing some gobbles in a little bit. Sleep with the windows down. We did a lot of driving today. Put on a lot of miles. It's bedtime. Hopeful for gobbles.
I was just dreaming that we were staying in a lodge down here, and a turkey just came walking into the lodge. And I was bow hunting, and you were trying to tell me to shoot it in the lodge with my bow.
Let her buck. Let's go to the top of that hill and listen. You're gobbling like mad right now. That's all public. If they were down in those valleys gobbling, I don't know if you'd hear them. Okay, I heard one up here. So I'm thinking right here somewhere. 6 in the morning. Yeah, we kind of like need a license. Right? Yeah.
Probably should.
Nice bird, nice gobby.
In that trail right there. Oh, there they are. There he is right there.
We saw a turkey strutting right on the road, right down here, a couple 100 yards this morning. So we had to run to town, grab a license, Nothing was open last night when we got to this state, so got our license, came back to the spot. Hopefully he's gonna start gobbling. I'm just gonna listen here for a little while. Maybe he's 2 miles away. Maybe he's hanging out right in his wood. Trying everything we can do to get him to gobble, and we haven't got a response yet. So either he moved on or he's just super tight-lipped. But that's hunting public land turkeys. I mean, he's probably been pressured quite a bit this year. We saw a lot of boot tracks coming in and out of here, so there's definitely been people in here. But I mean, if we can just get that one gobble, that's pretty much all we're looking for. So. Haven't seen any turkeys all day, except for on the road. Hey, you know what we're gonna do? Drop a pin on Onyx, figure out who owns this stuff, try to give him a phone call. That hasn't worked yet here in Nebraska, but you know, by golly, you keep buying lottery tickets, maybe we'll get lucky one time. So, all right, thank you very much. Goodbye. Oh, is this really happening? Our first, yes.
Oh, we can't find that turkey. I think maybe we either bumped him, we pushed him into the woods and spooked him to the point where he just bugged out. There they are.
So we just found 2 toms and a hen, and got permission for the neighboring property. We should still try to find a landowner. Might be able to actually get on that property, but not try to call them one of the neighbors. We talked to every neighbor in the county, I think, and did not get on the piece of ground we needed to get on for it. Well, it took us a couple hours.
Yeah, those 2 turkeys would have been a slam dunk too, but that's not a turkey. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it gets rained out.
Time in Nebraska is almost up. I wish I could say it's been a good time.
Round 1 in Nebraska is almost done.
Round 1.
There's still
We'll be back.
more to go.
We gonna get them today?
Perfect morning.
There you have it, folks. He said it right there. Perfect morning.
No wind, clear skies. I don't even know, like 45 degrees, 44, somewhere in there.
Well, here you go. We got some new Sitka gear for you. The new Equinox Guard collection.
Nice.
You will have no more ticks or mosquitoes ever.
Perfect.
As long as you're wearing it. You can't hunt naked like you usually do.
Perfect.
How bad are the ticks down here?
Bad.
We put on probably a good 6-8 miles yesterday in Nebraska, and neither Bret or I found a single one anywhere. So far, we're having good results. Now we're here to smash. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'd say he's probably right there somewhere.
Do you think he's gonna gobble by himself and then answer to him? Or are we gonna make him gobble? Make him gobble.
same spot pretty much. Let me slip up. Yeah, let's slide up there. Check it out.
We ended up finding a tom out there. And these guys worked that bird for a long time. And he just sat there and spun in circles, going around and around. Wouldn't come close. We kind of backed off just a little bit. And that was just enough to start to bring him in. And then something spooked him. We had a bunch of deer run through, and he figured there was a hen with him. There's another bird with him that he wasn't leaving. And something spooked those two turkeys. And then a few minutes later, neighbor truck drove through and bumped our birds, but what do you do? Go find another one.
Just let the dog out of the crate, pull the tick off of her, wasn't stuck to her.
First tick of the trip. I think I just dropped it. But we didn't find it on ourselves. Joe just picked it off the dog. So there's ticks here. We put on probably 4 or 5 miles today. Haven't seen one yet, except that one on the dog. This was Donatello. So Michelangelo is my favorite. We're off to find him.
Well, that's got to be old.
That's really old. That's a really old one. They haven't used that logo in a long time.
Joe Harris, I own Blind Spot Outdoors, build waterfowl blinds. Floating skids is probably our go-to blind, but just a home operation or small operation that me and my dad do, and here in West Central Missouri. I don't know, we've had our butts kicked the last 3 days kind of really with the turkeys, but there's something about it. Fooling with their own game, it's fun.
Yeah, well, and Cory brought up a good point, and he said turkey hunting can be real tough, and birds can be stubborn, they can be tight-lipped, and is it because of the time of the season, is it because of the weather, or is it they're all going to be tough until you find that right bird? And we found a couple of the right birds,
yeah,
but the rest of them were pretty tough.
Yeah.
Well, Cory, is today the day that you're gonna shower?
Yeah. After seeing that tick,
Yeah,
I think we need to.
I don't like those guys. We need to shoot a turkey, man.
Yeah. I need a little caffeine in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go about that right now. Then I'm going to think about a plan.
All right.
Haven't thought of one yet. A little foggy this morning still.
Good luck. Good luck to you, sir.
How about I go to the big stuff, you guys go to your lease so we can split up. I think that bird on the lease is going to be easy to kill, and I think you guys should go and get in there and shoot that thing. And I'll just like slow roll it at the big stuff. Almost to the spot here, just rolling in right now. Practicing up on that diaphragm call this morning while we wait for turkeys to fly down.
Well, we're back here at a spot that we hunted yesterday, and yesterday this was the one bird that really gave us the best chance.
We've been seeing a hen real close to here that won't leave a certain spot.
She's been there at least for over a week now.
That's what makes this Tom maybe a little more willing to play.
Yeah, that, and this time of year, all the hens are going to nest now, so it seems like that late morning is almost a hotter time.
And it was about this time yesterday that we got on them.
Cory's got a bird found on another spot right in the middle. So close there. The Tom kept going down the field edge, and the Jake split off, came right into the decoy. Sat around there for probably almost a half an hour. I'm trying to cut the Tom off now.
And it was about this time yesterday that we got on them, and
Or yesterday, about this time yesterday, he broke finally.
yeah, and just unfortunate situation. Neighbor had to get some work done, and I think maybe bumped some of the animals around there. Probably spooked the deer first, which kind of spooked the turkeys.
Got the turkeys going.
Not his fault, obviously, not a big deal, but looked like maybe he wasn't going back there today.
Nope.
We saw him drive by.
Yep.
So we might be able to get on this bird, so here we go. Well, we hiked back all the way to where we heard that Tom this morning, and when we got about halfway out there, we saw a coyote. And when we got there, we heard a gobble way off in the distance in the opposite direction of that coyote. So it's a good chance that maybe that coyote pressured him.
Yeah, there's been a coyote kind of in that vicinity for a while, off and on too, kind of like this hen. I think's probably got a den here close, so she very well could have, if it is a she, very well could have screwed the pooch on that one too, screwed everything up, messed everything, made everything go haywire. That's just part of hunting though.
But the good news is we got a message from Cory Loeffler that seemed very positive, but I'm not sure he had a good enough signal to tell us exactly what happened, so let's go find out.
Yes! Oh, gosh, that was a long sit. Just got it done in Missouri. Oh my gosh, I couldn't film it because I was pinned down. The gobblers came. There was too many of them, but they came from right around this point, right over here. Yeah, right there. And they worked like this, right there. I had snuck out to right here, got the decoy, had to roll on my stomach to this tree, and oh, let's go. We're gonna go. I'm gonna put the gun down. Bam. 4 different strutters out there. Well, one was strutting. This was the one that had the biggest beard I could see. Oh yeah, that's a paintbrush there. Oh man, that was fun. These are some tough birds. Man, they get quiet about 7 o'clock in the morning, and they were just strutting right here, kind of on this side hill. I was able to come around this woods here. You can see there's a little bit of a hill there. Belly crawled up, stuck the decoy, and then jumped behind that tree right there. So right here, 14 yards, got it done. Boss Tom in Missouri. 9-shot 410, we got one. Let's go. Just got the big old gobbler strapped to the backpack. So these new Sitka turkey vests have like a game strap there that's hooked to the shoulder strap of the backpack, and then the backpack has a couple straps on it so you can strap your turkey to the back. This thing's gonna be kind of heavy, a little awkward doing it one-handed, but I can put my turkey on my back. I got 2 hands. Oh, there he is. Not bad. So we got 2 hands, carry a gun, and a decoy. We're out of here. In case you haven't heard, call them in close and shoot them with the pop gun.
What did you think of the Equinox gear?
Very impressed. We, our ticks, it is tick time right now. We are covered up with ticks. Like, we let the dog out a couple times there, and my dog's treated, but she had ticks all over her. I mean, multiple ticks. Of course, she's running low to the ground, all that, but the last 3 days, we probably covered 12 miles, I bet, of walking. And I've yet to have a tick on me, which is unheard of.
And today we got real wet.
Yes, today it didn't get really wet. It was a soaker. It wasn't even wet. It was overly wet. At one point, waist deep water I was in. So
yeah, your voice got a little higher.
Yeah,
when that happened.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Between the lightning and the rain, and then come to find out we got back to the house here and it had hailed in town just like 2 miles away while we were chasing turkeys. Kind of interesting, but
was there any point that you were like, what are we doing? This is crazy.
Yeah, very much so.
That got pretty western pretty quick.
A lot of people ask, how do you hunt turkeys in the rain, and what do you tell them when they ask you that?
Probably go home, wait for it to quit raining, and then get them right after the rain. They should be fired up if the sun comes out. But we fortunately had a bunch of thunder and lightning close by, so the turkeys would gobble every time it would thunder, so we knew where the turkeys were at. And for the most part, they were pretty quiet other than that thunderstorm coming through, so it actually worked out to our advantage. We were able to locate a couple birds and put a very interesting stalk and sneak on a group of unsuspecting turkeys along that creek. I had filled the tag, so I was the cameraman, and I was staying back a little ways. Bret and Joe were creeping forward while they went left. The turkeys went right. I, with the camera, was actually the closest to the turkeys and had them 2 toms in range while these guys were about 80 yards away from them and didn't see them. So lo and behold, cameras are just bad luck most of the time.
On the flip side of it, yeah, you question how maybe crazy you are to do it, but then the reward, if it would have paid off, I mean, not that I'm not saying that I was against it doing it anyways or anything like that, but sometimes some guys are like, it's gonna rain, I'll pack up and go, especially if you didn't have a blind. But if we would have waded across that creek in waist deep water like I did, walked out over 2 birds, me and you got a bird, I'd been tickled. It would have been, a great picture, whatever. It's still great memories. It's something we'll always talk. You guys come back to Missouri again and hunt with me, you'll be like, oh yeah, last time we were here, we waded through the creek waist deep water, So it's just part of it. It's kind of my style, all in, all the time. So, and you guys both kind of hunt that way too. So it's like, we're committed, so let's just keep on going.
We just got back into Nebraska. We found another chunk of public ground. We're just scoping it out right now. It looks really good. We haven't seen a turkey on it yet, but we got to keep driving. We have a few more spots to look at. We just passed a farm that had a bunch of guinea hens on the road, and we were hunting by another farm that had some guinea hens, and so we were probably a quarter mile away from the farm, and the guinea hens fired up their call, and we were far enough away where it sounded a lot like a hen, and we were just talking about the vocalizations of all these birds. And the turkeys aren't going to come into a farmyard that have a bunch of guinea hens running around just because they're mouthing off, and looking to breed a guinea hen. So we were just discussing how accurate you have to be on a call to try and fool those birds in. Kind of gives you a little bit of motivation to practice the calling and just listen to birds and try to mimic their exact vocalizations so you can sound exactly like that species. Because I've heard a couple people hunting now and then sound a lot more like a guinea hen on a turkey call than a turkey. So howdy.
All right, Cory's been talking to this landowner for a long time, and they're pointing at the woods. I think we got a good chance to get on this, and if we do, it could be a banger. There's a lot of birds around. First house we knocked down had 14 birds behind it. He's got grandsons coming to hunt it in the morning, so that was a no-go. Field next to it had 8 birds on it. Haven't been able to track down that landowner yet. Found another tom around the corner, knocked on that door. He didn't want to let us hunt, but he said there's birds all over the place around here. He was really nice. We went down the road a little bit, saw 2 more hens down there, and we might get into the heart of the timber that's in the middle of all this, where all the birds are coming out of. Cory's walking back right now. Fingers crossed. Hope for a yes.
Well, we can hunt, but not everything that we wanted to hunt. He just sold off the timber. That's a giant chunk, but he owns the farm ground, and he said, you think you can call one out of the timber? I said, yeah, I think we can. So he said, yeah, it'll make no difference to me. Perfect. Let's go. We got spots.
Nice.
The tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected.
Well, we didn't have a tornado last night, so that's good. We didn't put the tent up because of the tornado, or the chance of a tornado. So we slept in the car again. 55 degrees this morning, Cory. No real rain in the forecast, but it's gonna be a bit windy today.
Yeah, the turkeys were probably shut down quite a bit last night and yesterday just because of the rainstorms and thunder. And this morning we've got very light winds. The winds are supposed to pick up, so I think we need to get it done early in the morning. Hopefully we can locate these birds on the roost. We haven't seen them for 4 days, so we're hoping they're still around here. See where they're going and devise a plan from there.
When we said we had unfinished business, it was mainly because of these two turkeys.
Yeah, it was 100% because of these two turkeys.
We're back for you. What's happening right now, Cory?
Well, we were looking for turkeys where we saw them the other day, and the neighbor, an old guy who likes tinkering, he saw us drive by, so he flags us down on the road, asks us if we're with the oil company, because he's got oil coming out of the ground and he wants us to drill. You can't make this stuff up.
No, this is the first time. I mean, I've seen it in my driveway. What do you got there, Cory?
Wild onions. No oil, you got onions, which is better. Just heard a bird in the woods in there. We're scrambling to get ready. We've got to get moving. They're probably not going to be gobbling for very much longer. We've been in this woods a couple times. We kind of know the trails a little bit. I think I maybe strutting down in the bottoms. Might be. But we got to get in there like right now. About right. Yeah, that's about right. See a couple more in the road ditch. None on anything that we can hunt. None on the private. None on the public. Nebraska's kicking our butts.
Well, after our failed oil boom expedition, we finally got on the land where we'd seen the two toms 4 days earlier. While they weren't there, we did hear a faint gobble in the distance. We spent 2 days scouting, asking for permission, and calling from all the neighboring properties trying to coax that tom into range, only to find out it was a domestic bird on a nearby farm. How's it feel to be hunting a farm turkey?
For 2 days. Not good. Nebraska kicked us in the teeth.
Oh, man.
If we were hunting raccoons, we'd have about 250 of them by now.
I got one today.
Yeah, well, there's one. Oh, man.
With your car.
The terrain, habitat is amazing. It's fun to hunt. Hilly, lush, green grass. Trees aren't too thick. But there's just no turkeys around here at all. There's way too many ground nest predators. Raccoons, coyote tracks, possums. We haven't seen many skunks, but the amount of raccoons is absolutely obnoxious.
We're on our way to a spot that we found on Onyx. Passed some birds in a field, knocked on the door, got the go-ahead. As soon as we started to hunt, they went across the road to a neighboring property.
We hadn't even started to call yet. We didn't even set the decoy out yet. We didn't spook them. They were just on their way up over the road, over the highway, onto the other side. Like, literally 3 minutes too late. What are the odds?
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, nothing you did wrong except got there just a couple of minutes too late. Cory should have drove faster.
I was trying. I was giving her all she's got, Captain.
We got some land scouted via the Onyx app. We're headed there now.
So Cory, in your expert opinion, what is a bobcat, the presence of a bobcat, do to our chances of seeing a turkey in the near vicinity?
Keep the guns loaded. They're crazy. I think we'll see some turkeys.
Surround it. Cory went one way and I went the other. And I just heard Cory shoot. So I think we gotta calm down.
In Nebraska, just piled. Oh yeah. Right up over this hill. Look at this big boy. Yes! Nebraska public land whacked him. Did it? Probably a 2-year-old bird. Good beard on him. Spurs on him. Oh man, he was struggling with the hen right back over here on that hill. I was able to get down. I snuck up right here, come down up there, and I was laying down right here. And he was up there, and he came down. Yeah, right here. Came up over this hill. Boom, following this trail. Like 10-12 yards. That was it. Lights out. Yes!
Our luck changed a little bit when we made one important decision. We split up, and that was a good thing to do.
When they're in the woods and you're calling to them, they're, if they're responsive, they're gonna come in close, real slow, real cautious, real nervous, especially on public land. Because there's been a lot of people hunting them, a lot of people chasing them down here. We've seen people every parking lot, every spot, and there's been multiple people in each spot. So turkeys have heard it all basically. So they're gonna come in super cautious and they're gonna listen and look for everything they possibly can to, figure out what's making that noise, because hunters have made so many of those noises in the past. I'm pretty sure this is the guy we heard on the limb, and I'm pretty sure it was the one we kind of buggered off, and I saw him over there, so I made some moves. I got up there quick, and then he gobbled. Just one ridge over from me, and gobbled once more, and that was one too many, because I knew right where he was at. Turkey hunters, breast meat, dark meat. Don't throw this stuff away. It's amazing. Turn it into turkey tacos. Instapot, crock pot, Dutch oven. Right here. This is what you want. This is the good stuff. That's pretty dang good too. I'll take them both.
Both pretty dang good.
But the most interesting part of the trip had to be when it was one of the last days of the trip, and we split up on this public piece of property, and all of a sudden I catch some movement. I'm sitting up on this high hill, I catch some movement, and I glass, and I see he's kind of a ways off, so I can't really tell what I'm looking at. And I look, that's not what I just saw. I look again, and it's a guy running dogs with a longbow, and it looks like he just has a big long overcoat on. I can't figure out what I'm looking at, like what's going on here. And so I text Cory, and I'm like, hey, there's another hunter here. He's got dogs and a longbow.
I was like, are you sure it's not a walking stick? Is he just out walking his dogs? And he's like, I don't know. He wasn't carrying it like a walking stick. He was kind of carrying it like a longbow.
Looked like a longbow to me. And so when we get done hunting that day, we were parked in the same lot. He comes back in and walks up, and sure enough, here comes this guy with a longbow and 2 dogs and a kilt.
A kilt and lots of wool and a backpack.
Well, when you say lots of wool, I mean, well, yeah, there was lots of wool, but there was one section of the body that didn't have anything on it. Now, it was a little cool this morning. We camped last night. I think it was 36 degrees, 34 degrees, something like that.
Yeah.
So we were dressed a little bit warmer. At least I was dressed a little bit warmer this morning. How cold does it get wearing a kilt when you turkey hunt?
No, not at all. Not at all. People have the wrong idea. Kilts are really warm. This is nice, thick wool, double layered, and it keeps the body heat here, but it doesn't let you get. One of the things that I always hated about hiking and climbing and hunting was the heat that radiates when you're wearing pants.
Oh, sure.
And when you got a kilt on, I mean, there's a reason all these Scottish guys wear kilts. You can go through the grass and the water and nothing gets tangled up, and you got that free flow of air. And of course, you always wear your kilt the regimental style, you know, so there's nothing under there, nothing to keep the wind from, there's nothing to keep the breeze from blowing. But they're like they say, when you're hunting with tree stands with a kilt, you're always the last up and the first down, you know. So.
That's awesome.
Gotta be a little careful. You know, Parsifal isn't trespassing because he's not going to climb. He's not going to cross any barbed wire fences with a kilt on.
What you got going on here, Cory?
Whoopsie daisy. Got the leaning tower of twist cones going on.